Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between SortOf and PartinG on Orbital Shipyard. In the bottom left of Orbital Shipyard, we have the red Zerg player. It is SortOf, representing Team Property, and he is from Sweden. In the top right of Orbital Shipyard, we have the blue Protoss player. It is PartinG. Everybody knows PartinG. Everybody loves PartinG. Really not much more to be said about this Korean player. But we'll see how he does today against the Zerg player. Again, this is SortOf. It's a Zerg player that's been marching up the ranks here for a couple of years now. Fairly well known, I think, in the ranks of StarCraft 2 fans, of which you are part because you are watching this cast today. Oh, alright, ZVP on Orbital Shipyard, a matchup we've seen many times on a map that we have seen many times. We will see exactly how this works out for our ZVP. For both of these guys, this is from DreamHack, so a lot is on the line. You want to win these games. This is as hard as players will be playing. I can guarantee you that. There's no reason to slack off. PartinG taking a Nexus first against SortOf. Oh, goodness. Nexus first here. It is a hatch first, obviously, from SortOf. That's less of a danger than it used to be in Heart of the Swarm. So Zerg players, go ahead and take that 15 hatch against Protoss. You don't have to worry about anything bad happening to you necessarily. He does drone scout. I like that from SortOf, checking out exactly what's going on. He says, all right, the gateway is just now coming down. That means there has to be a Nexus, and I'm not sure if he even checked, although, again, based on the timing, oh man, I hope he knows. I hope he knows that was a Nexus first. Again, just based on when this gateway came up, the fact that there was nothing else over here, he knows that based on this starting worker count, PartinG had a ton of money. He had to put it somewhere, and it has to be to Nexus. So indeed, SortOf does go ahead and take a response base here, taking a third hatch again before pool, getting the extractor, getting the spawning pool now as well, and both players entering into basically a macro mode opening as PartinG throws down his cybernetics core and a double gateway. So I think the timing here might be enough. Yeah, double gas here, probably a double adept opening from PartinG. Adept control for him is very excellent. We'll have to see if he can kill some workers, some drones, maybe he can get a queen or two based on how many adepts he has. Using that psionic transfer ability, always so fun to watch, such a fun new unit. Here in Legacy of the Void, if you don't have Legacy of the Void, I encourage you to go ahead and get it. I mean, if you played StarCraft before, and you're like, oh, I know what it is, Legacy of the Void has changed a lot of what StarCraft is. This increased worker count at the beginning basically means the game starts, look at this, we are 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the game, we're already getting units out, already chrono boosting out double adepts here. There are 3 bases up and running for SortOf. You would never see that in Wings of Liberty or Heart of the Swarm, so the action begins a lot more quickly, which can be kind of stressful, but it's also really fun at the same time. So at this point, SortOf is just trying to drone up to keep up with the worker count that PartinG's exhibiting. He has 2 Nexuses, or Nexi, as somebody in the comments corrected me a few weeks ago. 2 Nexi, throwing down as many probes as he possibly can. There's a mothership core out as well. Here come the adepts. Some slowlings are chasing this probe around. Will the adepts stop to save the probe? They will. 2-shot. Basically, the adepts do 2-shot the lings. 23 damage versus light there. Heading on out using this psionic transfer ability. The lings try to get a full surround. They do surround one of the adepts quite a couple shots here from it. The queen might have helped out, but whoa, throwing down some pylons. Oh goodness, it's going to be a photon overcharge rush, and in addition to these adept pushes. Oh goodness gracious, you cannot let these finish. Here comes the mothership core, going to throw down the photon overcharge on both of these. The queens desperately spining at those pylons, trying to kill them. Meanwhile, the adepts are distracting the lings, so the lings cannot actually get back there and try to destroy them. And there comes that double photon overcharge up and running. The queens try to kill that mothership core, can't quite do it. Is that another pylon coming up? It is. PartinG is going to try to do a slow push here with pylons, but the creep prevents him from building on top of it. So that's kind of a big deal. The lings decide, speedlings now decide to run on by. They say, all right, you're going to go ahead and do this to me. I'm going to throw down a spine crawler for defense against these adepts. You can't get any closer than this. I don't think photon overcharge can reach the hatchery from over here, so that's a good thing. For SortOf, the lings make sure there's not a third Nexus. There is not. They're not going to push through here anytime soon because, again, there is a single adept. Oh, it's a Drop Lord. SortOf going for the Drop Lord play, turning this Overlord into a Drop Lord, and actually, there we go, elevatoring them on up. How many lings are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. 8 total lings are here inside the main base of PartinG. Oh, PartinG, he does not like to see this at all. No Protoss player loves to see lings inside the main base going after these juicy probes. They are so easy to kill. for the Lings. Adepts as well, trying to kill what they can. Good transfuse on that Queen. One of the Adepts falls, another one at the same time. I feel like this is going to work out fairly well. Meanwhile, the Lings did get cleaned up, but in the end, there were 8 probes that were lost. It's 34 to 36 total. Both players really doing some great jobs with aggression here, but at this point, I don't know. I feel like SortOf might be kind of ahead at this point. The Adepts haven't done a super lot of damage. These pylons are wasted. They're going to die. They're going to count as lost resources at some point. And here come 4 Adepts now. Speedlings getting surrounds on Adepts is pretty much how you want to deal with this. 10 more Lings in production. 2 Roaches as well. The Lings just try to kill what they can. The Spine Crawler, there's not one here. All right, so at this point, the Adepts are attacking, trying to get rid of their Zergling Tormentors. Trying to kill them. Are they going to let this? Yes, they do transfer over. The static transfer finishes. Going after workers here. A bit of an overkill there, but the Lings, the Roaches are here. One Adept falls. Another one is going to fall back into a corner here. Will he kill them before they transfer? No, they both survive. But Lings up here are ready for them anyway. And take both of the Adepts down. And like I said, all these pylons are going to die. Photon Overcharge comes up, but SortOf does not give even half a care. As he is losing Lings, he is losing some Roaches here, but every single pylon falls. And now the Mothership Core is forced to retreat back on home. Third base is up and running for PartinG. I think that was scattered out by SortOf. Did he see that? Yes, he sees it there from his perch. Up on the high ground. Disruptors on the way for PartinG. SortOf getting a lair at the same time. And yes, double Disruptor Warp Prism drop coming on down. Double Stargate follow up at the same time from PartinG. What is he planning on doing with that Stargate? These Lings, I think, were attacking this debris at some point. Then they... Whoa! It's like they were on pause. That was weird. Anyway, here comes the Disruptor drop. One pretty good hit there, killing a bunch of Roaches as well. Another one at the same time, chasing after these drones. Good split, though. Keeping most of those drones alive. The Queen trying to smash these things down. Roaches... Here at the same time, Corrosive Bile can be good against Warp Prisms because they are stationary targets. Warping in some Zealots. Okay, Corrosive Bile. Oh, yes, does finish off the Warp Prism there. Lings come rolling on in. Purification Nova does kill a few units there. Another Nova going into this mineral line does kill 2 or 3 workers, but all of these Disruptors are now dead without the Warp Prism to save it. SortOf handled that fairly well. Again, PartinG did a bunch of damage. 14 drones have died, 58 Lings, 3 Roaches. But at the same time, SortOf is up 90 to 76 total supply. These guys are trying to take down the debris so they can more easily defend this 4th base. And PartinG, goodness. PartinG is going for Phoenix at this point. I'm not sure why he would go Phoenix. I don't see a Spire on the way at all for SortOf, although perhaps he knows that's something that SortOf tends to do. But looks like a blind attempt to kill stuff. We'll have to see how that works out for him. Upgrades coming up at the same time for SortOf, and a Hydralisk Den, and now throwing up Spore Crawlers. The Overseer scouts the Phoenix perfectly, right on time. Now the Spores are coming up. Now there are Queens. Hydralisk Den on the way to deal with those at the same time, and SortOf just handling this fairly well. I'd have to say, a small Ling counterattack tries to come up and do stuff, rejoining with their friends. Is there anywhere for them to go? They just kind of keep dancing back and forth here. Oh, they're going to get through. No, Bob the Zealot not holding the line. The Zerglings get right on into this main base. They're going to kill a few probes, warping in a couple Zealots to try to deal with this at the same time. The Zerglings do have upgrades. They're +1/+1. They're stronger than they were last time, PartinG. Here we go. Look at them continuing to stay alive, getting surrounded here, though. And finally getting taken down. Same thing at both places. But now only 53 workers are left here for PartinG. 23 probes have been killed, and 14 drones have lost their lives in this battle here. This base is up and running for SortOf. Does he have enough workers to populate it? 65. He does. He's transferring drones on over to make sure that happens. The Phoenix are Overlord hunting. They're finding a few workers here and there. SortOf not actually babysitting his Overlords as well as he could. He needs to put them over by these Spore Crawlers to keep them alive. But Lings are a terrible target to lift and kill for Phoenix. So that's why these Lings are managing to stay alive. But oh, Queens. Queens are a better target. Much more juicy. The Hydras are here. They need to stay by the Spore Crawler, though. There are not enough of them to actually threaten this ball of Phoenix. And this is exactly what PartinG needs to do. He's keeping Zerg on the back foot, although SortOf says, back foot, schmack foot. I'm going to come right on in here and kill all of your stuff. Right up full surround on these Adepts. Lings running in, trying to kill this cannon at the same time. They do get the cannon. There are some Zealots here, and they do not have any upgrades, though, which is a problem. +1 does pretty darn well. The Phoenix running around. More Phoenix as well, just trying to kill what they can, but the Ling's doing a great job at the same time, and they decide to retreat. So again, pretty good Ling counterattack, but sort of keeps getting supply blocked here. It's a bit of a problem. He's losing queens, he's losing Overlord, picking up that. Oh, the Hydralisk survives somehow. Hydralisk group on the ground as well as queen support here, losing a couple Phoenix. Is it enough though? I do not know. Yeah, actually forcing that Phoenix Cloud back. More Hydras are here. They have +1 Carapace, making them a little bit more tanky. Here come the Nova drops. Boo! Killing a queen with help with the Phoenix. Again, another Nova drop, killing a few Lings, but that's about it. The Hydra dodging has been pretty good. Staying on the creep to make that happen. Sort of, man. Playing this so well. Both players well over 200 APM. Again, this is DreamHack. This is the best players on Earth. This is them playing for their lives. It is some of the highest quality play you'll ever see. So obviously, Hydra dodging is going to be a thing here. I know I cast a lot of games where Purification Novas just destroy large groups of Hydras and Roaches. Not going to happen here, I don't think, especially if the fight happens on creep. Sort of has shown the ability to dodge while getting that speed increase. Lurker pops out at the same time here. Next is coming up over here for PartinG. Small Ling counterattack, trying to do something about it. And yes, they might actually be able to pull this off. Going after the pylons first because Purification Nova comes in. Boop! Do they get a single pylon? They get 2 pylons. Nicely done, Lings. Very cost-effective attack for sure. Anyway, they kill the pylons first to prevent warping in defenses like these guys were, and photon overcharges. Pylons have turned themselves into pretty big targets. If you're trying to kill a Protoss player, go after the pylons first. Templar Archives on the way. Blink just about to finish for PartinG at the same time. +3 Carapace as well as Adrenal Glands now on the way for sort of going Ling. It's like a Ling Hydra play. Oh, with Vipers. Yes. Need more Vipers on my channel. Thanks, sort of, for making that happen. What on earth are these Phoenix doing? They're picking up Lings. They're picking up a few workers, but not doing too much damage either. Just mostly scouting at this point. These Lings are +2/+2. Can they get through? Whoa, Disruptor's holding the line. That's not something you see every day. But the Lings roll right on in. Stalker's not a great choice, I don't think. Not with +2/+2 Lings holding position here. Are the Lings killing a few workers once again? Getting the ones on the gas. An excellent play there. Indeed, by sort of taking another base behind this aggression. And this Ling aggression, I love to see this. I do. I know it's hard to do. I don't see a lot of players really making use of the Lings in this way. But sort of continuing to be on the aggressive. Has 72 to 53 total harvesters. Lings, creep spread could be better. And there we go. Now creep spreading up this way, but just barely here at the 12-minute mark. A little bit late in my estimation, but again, sort of holding on. Ultras popping on out. +3/+3. And Kindness plating on the way. And Aspire coming up. Aspire maybe for Corruptors? I don't know. Here comes a drop, though, with the Warp Prism. Running on in with Dark Templar. Oh, goodness gracious. They get the Spore Crawler. A Transfuse trying to save it. Multiple Transfuses. Finally, the Spore Crawler does go down. All the DTs are alive. And PartinG backs on out. What on earth? What was going to kill him there? I mean, this Queen, maybe? I don't know. Overseer pops in just in time. There's an Ultra here now as well. All right. Good timing there, Ultralisk. Push on out with Lings that are almost +3/+3 surrounding on these Stalkers. They're not afraid of the Stalkers at all. Afraid of the Disruptors, maybe? Purification Nova does do 145 damage, which is way, way, way more than Zerglings can handle. Being very, very low on that hit point count. Oh, what the? So Ling drop Hydra Ultralisk here from SortOf. I like this composition, I really do. He's maxed out. PartinG. Oh, Hydra's taking down that War Prism. The DT gets destroyed as well. Man, SortOf's defenses here have just been good. Not that he hasn't taken casualties. He has. Obviously, PartinG is way too good for that. But Hydra Ball takes out a Phoenix as well. Composition is exactly great for what is going on here with PartinG. Disruptors don't do well against Ultras. They're huge. They take up a lot of that splash damage radius. They have 500 hit points, which is way too many Novas to make it worth it. Lings come on from the high ground here. There are so many cannons, though. And I'm not sure if SortOf... Yep, he's holding position on his Lings to kill what he can, but he just might lose most of these guys for nothing at all here. Killing a couple Zealots, though, and going for it. All the Lings are dead. Phoenix running around just kind of trying to hide back here. This drone needs to go back to work. Probably put a couple Spore Crawlers in this base as well. It would be a great idea. No, the Phoenix come in. Transferring drones. This is a huge pickup here for PartinG, killing so many of these defenseless workers. The Vipers come flying on in. They yoink in a Phoenix. Almost ends up dead. They go after the Vipers, though. Oh, turning the tables. Killing a Viper in the air. Blinding Cloud being thrown down at the same time. What the heck is that? I'm not sure if that was intentional or not. So a couple Phoenix very low on health. They're floating in the middle of nowhere. Lings come running in once again. There are definitely cannons, but I don't know if they're enough to deal with this many Lings. The Lings get a full surround on the Nexus. And how is this going to work out? It's going to fall. These Lings have the adrenal glands upgrade. They're +3/+3. They are cracklings. And they are mad. Is this Ling drop from SortOf? Holy shamoly, here it comes. Ling drop in. The warp in. Is it enough? Is it enough Dark Templar to save the day? A couple Lings drop in, but SortOf does not actually commit entirely to it, forcing the army back again for PartinG. Okay, so Dark Templar, basically I think what this is doing is this is preventing PartinG from moving out. He hasn't really been able to get up a death ball of any kind and march out across the map. There is now a Spore Crawler here. About time. Creep spread has been non-existent. Kind of not also bad over here, but again, SortOf's attention has been elsewhere. DT's killing some changelings that try to drop on in, and you know what, SortOf says, alright, we're going to back on out there. We didn't do a whole lot of damage. Killing these gateways would be nice. It prevents PartinG from warping in too many units there. Parasitic Bomb on top of these Phoenix. They both die way too low on the hit point count to make that happen. And what is PartinG doing? Here we go. Here's that death ball I was talking about. The Lings come on in. They're going to force a cancel. There are just too many of them. They're +3/+3. They do 8 damage. Weapon speed 0.35. Just insane amounts of damage here. Absolutely, this Nexus is going to fall. Does PartinG let it finish? Oh, he does let it finish, and it explodes there. Coming on in once again, there are Lurkers. There are Ultras. There are Broodlords here as well. Purification Nova. 2 shots does kill a Lurker. A single Phoenix flying around at the same time. Novas everywhere. Broodlords on, not on the high ground, but above. Raining down Broodling fire. +3/+3 Broodlings there. Woo-wee. Going up the high ground. PartinG says, alright, I can't push over there. And perhaps I can kill this hatchery. And yes, he probably will be able to. There's a single Spine Crawler, but coming around the backside for the flank. A storm on all of these Lings. Massive storms taking out that, woo! Evaporating that Ling cloud there. And PartinG taking down a base, exactly what he needed to do. Long distance mining now. Does have enough to replace the Nexus, but his attention, I think, is elsewhere. These drones, can they survive? No, the Immortals are merciless. Oh, no, they are merciful. And they leave the drones alive. Here comes another Ling counterattack. Can they force yet another cancel? I think they're going to try to do it. Here comes PartinG. Oh, Vipers hanging on out. Blinking in is PartinG. All the Vipers end up dead, except for this guy. Ultras on top, ending up dead as well. The Immortal count looking pretty good at the same time. Lings need to kill this Nexus. They're focused. There's the cancel on the Nexus. Instead, they're pushing through. PartinG needs to make something happen. He really does. The Broodlords, though, are wreaking havoc with his AI. Nova's almost killing an Ultra. Pushing on in now is SortOf right on top of all these units. Storms on top of the Ultras as well, trying to crush through the Immortals on the backside. Are doing terrible, terrible damage to these units, though. All the Broodlords are now dead as well. Queens attacking Lings, running on in, getting a full surround. All the disruptors are gone at the same time, but PartinG's army persists. Lings coming around from the backside just at the last second to try to clean this up. The Blinkstalkers leaving their immortal friends to die there. Manor Changelings being thrown down by SortOf. These Blinkstalkers trying to stay alive as long as they possibly can. Corruptors might actually rip down this Warp Prism before the warp in, and that's it. PartinG calls the GG. PartinG is defeated. SortOf's victorious. And PartinG has left the game. Woo! Casting these really high-level games is so fun. I hope you enjoyed yourself too. But yeah, this has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. In the end, I just think it was the constant Ling pressure from SortOf that made that happen. He was able to force a cancel on this base several times, got in here, killed workers here at the same time, dropped in the main base with Lings. He never really assaulted with Roaches or Hydras or anything. He just did the pressure with straight up Zerglings and defended at home with the Ultras, with the Hydras, with the Lurkers, with the Broodlords, and waited for PartinG to starve himself out, and that was it. That was the game. So very interesting strategy there by SortOf. Resources lost tab shows 21,000 minerals, 4,800 gas lost by the Zerg player, 18,000 minerals, 7,000 gas lost by PartinG. That's a lot of Immortals, a lot of Templar, a lot of Disruptors just getting destroyed. 56 drones died, 65 probes died. Just an absolute war of attrition there today. And it really lived up to the billing. So fantastic game in all. If you liked what you saw today, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, thanks for joining me, and you take care of yourself.